Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Hi y'all, I'm Bui.
And I'm Zizi.
Welcome back to Not Really A Podcast, where we have conversations about anything and everything. So today we're talking about umjolo, the pandemic. We're going to be asking each other some questions.
Okay.
I'm going to be asking some questions that I found intriguing.
Yeah.
That might help us navigate our dating life. So let's get into it.
I need that.
Definitely.
I need some navigating.
So I got these questions online and some of them I made them up. Okay. All right. The first question is, do you believe in dating through apps or are you doing the old-fashioned way?
I have experienced dating through apps, so the experience is different than real life. I just prefer real life, like real traditional type dating, because I feel like with apps there's like an expectation already.
Yeah.
You are expected to, you have to go jola, like send your jola already, you know, and I don't like that. I like it guti. It has to be organic, and I feel like dating apps just strip the organic away.
Yeah.
If that's a word, it's not a word. But yeah, how about you?
I hate dating online. I deleted my Tinder years ago because I just feel I can't connect with someone unless I meet them face to face. Also, my experience is that every time I dated someone online and I like them, the person I was having a conversation with in real life and the person I meet, the connection just doesn't give. Like,
oh yeah,
like I can't seem to bond. Let me drink juice.
Yeah, drink your juice. But you have a point, Jim, with look, the connections online never translate to real life.
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah, that's
most
true.
of the time it's just blur.
It's awkward, foods.
It is when you meet for the first
awkward.
time, and keeping up with the conversations is also very hard. After
In
you
real life?
Yeah, online. Like after you ask the person the basic questions, like from there it's like, hey, do you like cheese?
No, it's because people are boring. I hate people are just boring, shim.
Yeah.
Like, cause how do you not have anything to say? Like, do you not know how to have a conversation? Like, what's wrong? We are bored, aren't you?
That is why I'm not a big fan of dating on dating apps. But okay, let's move on to the next question. Okay, the next question is, have you ever been ghosted? Share your ghosting story.
You share your ghosting story.
I've been ghosted multiple times. I mean, especially online. That is why I don't like online dating apps.
Let's talk about that. This is so real. I've been ghosted a lot. Like for one of my life. Oh my god.
And you have this idea about this person, and you already imagine yourself marrying them and walking down the aisle. Then boom, Mundo stops texting back. Like, I've never been ghosted in real life.
He was the love of my life.
Yeah.
Like he was the love of my life. Like one go, like whatever, like conversation I pele lemo ye no hama. Ma ngithi jigi profile yakhe ayisekho ngithi we so thola intombi lo. And I was supposed to be the ntombi, but I wasn't.
Yeah, ghosting sucks. You can also share your ghosting story down in the comments. Okay, question 3. Describe a time where you were completely delulu in a relationship and learned the hard way. Yeah, that's basically 90% of relationships.
Yeah.
I think. Okay, I'll share my delulu story. I don't really have anything specific right now, but I feel like I've kind of always been delulu in almost all my relationships.
Yeah.
Like maybe 1 or 2 relationships I was okay, but in the rest of them I was imagining myself as a bride. I was already having babies with this guy. I've been delulu like so many times.
The same. All of them, and they all suck.
Exactly, and then reality hits back.
Suck.
Exactly, and then the next question is, how do you define breadcrumbing in the dating world? Have you ever been breadcrumbed? If that's a new word.
Breadcrumbing.
Yeah. In your own experience.
Yes.
How would you define it?
I heard about this on Thought Digest. There's a podcast called Thought Digest.
Right.
It's a really dope podcast. You'll check it out on Tato Rampedi's channel. and they were talking about breadcrumbing. That's where I first heard of the concept, and it's basically like when a person like that you're dating is giving you like enough to keep you interested, but there's no direction. You don't know where you stand. It's just like you're like, hi, I'm over there, and then they come back and they just not necessarily gaslighting you and stuff like that.
Yeah.
No, but like just a normal person, mara aga. Like sometimes we are gonna ignore and then sometimes we are and then sometimes we are ignore and that's basically the definition. But like you can't leave because they're not really like showing disinterest.
Yeah, true.
But like it's still like what's going on?
Still
What's
not giving
happening?
enough.
Like nothing is happening. Kwenzakalani.
I'm sure we've all been
Nothing.
through that somehow, one way or another.
Yeah, shame. For me, it was hi. It's not good if you're fine. I got deserve screen time. Boring.
Clearly it doesn't. All right, we can move on to the next question. Number 4, do you believe in love at first sight? Do you?
And love at first conversation, yeah.
So you don't believe you could see someone and like know
Fall in
that,
love with them?
yeah, this is the
No.
one.
It's never happened with me, so no.
I do believe in infatuation at first sight.
Yeah,
Not love.
it's not love.
I think love is taking it a bit too far. I think it's more like infatuated by someone when you see them for the first time.
There is attraction.
Yeah, definitely.
There is attraction for sure. But to say love at first sight, nah.
Not really.
I don't think so. Maybe for others, not me.
Exactly. What's your favorite way to break the ice on a first date?
We don't be going on dates though.
Yeah, we don't. That's the reality of our lives. Dates are like something we don't experience. You meet someone, you have a connection, and you're ready to join in.
Even my last talking stage, like we talked for like about a month, and there was no date. Well, to be fair, he didn't approach it like that. But again, as I deserve his screen time.
Nah.
But nje yeah.
Okay,
We
no
don't
dates
go
for
on
us.
dates.
Yeah, guys, don't take nobody on
There's
dates.
no ice breaking anything on a first date because
There isn't one.
there isn't one. But don't keep
Yeah, that's what they say. All of them. You all need to do better. Okay. Number 6, have you ever experienced okay, never mind. My mistake. Number 7, have you ever been catfished?
It would have to be an online thing, Mosangish.
Even just talking over the phone and someone, I feel like catfishing should apply to more than just the person not being who they say they are, but it should also apply to personality and everything else they lied about. Then when you meet them in real life, they are nothing like what you experienced online.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I don't think I've had. Have you had a story like that?
I don't think so. Come to think of it, I don't think I've been catfished. I've just met people online whom I like, and then when I see them in real life, I'm like, no, it's not catfishing particular. It's just I don't like that. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I would say it's catfishing.
Yeah, like you meet them and you're like, I'm not really attracted to you. Like, I'm not. Yeah, I get that. I've had that before, but I don't remember what's going in, but I just remember. Yo, kunendo la angatuzidi. Ayibo. Alright, nje labantu.
Yeah,
Working in.
recently. I can't don't want to make up. All right, we can move on to the next one before I dive pure pains. Do you have a list, like, of all the dating criteria?
List.
Like, you must be tall, must be handsome, must be 6 feet. Like, do you have a list of all the criteria that you look for in a guy?
Not. What is this? Not. Yes, but not like superficial stuff. No.
But you do have a list.
But I definitely have a list. I have a list. That boy taught me some few things. Like, actually, a lot of the talking stages I've had taught me, like, they helped me re-evaluate my list.
Yeah.
Like that. So the first thing that's there is that he has to be into me. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
He has to be like really into me, like I'm obsessed. It's giving obsessed. That's my number one. And then another thing that I'm looking for is definitely like a man. I want to
A masculine guy.
Yeah, that like just be a man. Like have a plan, like just be a man, like be angazi man ukuthi kodwa nje you must just be a man. I don't want no feminine niggas, like no, like ngifuna ukusho nje, like when I get to a place and I'm with him, I want to feel like, yeah, when he speaks, like, yeah, well, this is my man. And then obviously that have to have like great conversation skills, because honey, what do you mean we're gonna build a marriage? Doesn't make sense. And then what else do I have on my list?
Generous.
Yeah, obviously, yeah, generosity. He has to be generous. Oh, and be an entrepreneur, or at least like have an entrepreneur like mindset.
Yeah.
Because what that means is you're a problem solver. And that's what I want and what I need. Like entrepreneurs are just naturally problem solvers. So that's what I want for sure. Like those are just like my non-negotiables. Like there's no ways I will ever be with a man and he's none of those things, or like lacking one of those things. But I think that's pretty much it.
Okay.
What's yours?
It's basically the same things. Yeah, I won't really have specifics. Definitely must be handsome. I mean, I can't date an ugly nigga. Like I just can't. Like even if
I would. I have.
I really think it would be the kind of ugly that I would be attracted to, not just like
he
just
was cute
ugly.
though. Like he wasn't ugly. He was just cute. Like ungambuka kahle bombona ukuthi hayi man cute.
Yeah, that kind of ugly I can manage, but not the extremely unattractive thing. And obviously must be not too light skinned. Like I don't like light skinned.
Yo, my pretty boy, Shem.
Pretty boys are just not for me, so that's on my list as well.
I don't like them. I really don't like pretty boys. I don't. Just that sometimes you have a bad feel. And especially if they're presenting to be like everything that I just said.
Exactly.
So you're gonna have to like kind of make peace with it, but like why are you prettier than me?
Right.
Like my babona, like Kimi and I, like one of my friends at race, we were talking about, like the guy I was talking to was like super yellow bone and stuff. I remind her of this other girl from our previous race. She had like a yellow bone boyfriend, like cute guy.
Yeah.
And she's like really dark. She's also very gorgeous. But the thing is, man hambe stratini babona lo mfana kuqala. As much as umuhle as girl vele, oh like die, you beautiful. But like estratini when bayabona boyfriend iqala. Don't you think?
Yo, imagine.
So like yonke attention iya kuwe ngoba wena udecide ukuthi nguwe baby girl.
Yo, no, we're not doing that. Your man can't be better than you guys.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't like that. But like if you can figure it, but
yeah, especially if he meets all the criteria you set for yourself. You can't not date him
because of that. But tall, dark and handsome for the win always. Like we love the tall, dark, handsome. Like that's where it's at. Because then like that's my man. That's my man.
Of course. Let's see the next question. Share your top one question that you would ask on a date. Like that one question that would.
Do you want to get married? Do you see yourself? Oh no. Do you see yourself as a husband? And like within what time frame? Because I'm not here to play games, guys. When I shot, I mean, yo, I want to get married. So I need to know. Do you see yourself as a husband?
Nah.
And when around what time are you seeing yourself as a husband? Not that can you see me as a wife, or do you see potential in me being your wife? No, I just want to know when do you see yourself as a husband? And like obviously there'll be follow-up questions as to like what is a husband to you? What do you define as a husband? Like, da da da, you know. And then, like, what would you want your woman
I agree with that one.
to, yeah. What would be yours?
I'll ask him about his childhood. Meanwhile, it's some sort
Yeah.
cliche and like psychologists ask that question. I feel what I've come to realize, like in my dating past experience, is that how someone grows up and what they view as family or what they view as a good marriage around their parents or gender roles, or kind of gives me an idea what kind of life I might expect with this person. Like obviously the husband question will come up, but mostly I just want to know how you grew up. Like your home structure, ukulenjani, what are your views on gender roles, things like that. For me, I
But
feel,
that's a lot of questions. You said one question.
Okay,
And then you
quickly.
can't say, tell me about your childhood. Huh?
yeah.
That's so open-ended. And it's not even a question.
No, I'm sure as a kuluma, or if I clarify if he wants to, but what I found was when I do ask people that question, they do share it, most, whether that being female or male. Like with my colleagues, I do ask them that question and they generally answer it, and then from there, that's when you start picking the questions and be more straightforward about it. But for me, I need to know how you grew
The
up.
history.
Yeah, I need to know how you grew up. My dating experience taught me that,
Let's get into it for a little bit. Like, get into it.
like, okay, I dated someone and one of my worst relationships. No, it's not. It's actually my worst relationship, not one of. It's my worst relationship. Like my worst relationship ever. I feel like I did not ask enough about this man's childhood and how he grew up. The family structure at home. Does he come from a single parent? I knew he had parents, obviously, but then when I started dating him and he started abusing me, before I left, I kind of had to ask him that question, even though it was a bit too late. And I found out that his father was a very abusive man to his mother, you know, and so his father was also misogynistic, patriarchal, sexist.
Yeah.
He just believed women are like objects, basically. Like the way he would talk about him and the way how he admired his father, you know, like he would treat his mother so badly. His mom who's been tolerating the abuse for so long, his mom who's been raising his child, and somehow he told me all this nonsense about his father, but only for him to turn around and admire him. That should have been the first sign that, you know what, his role model is someone who's an abuser. It makes sense why he's an abuser as well. So that's why for me that question is quite important.
I have to agree. It is important, Shemiel, because I think I've had this conversation with Papi as well, when we were still trying to figure out if we should get married or not. But, hey, my boyfriend yo, there's this ex of mine, yo, like, we was planning to get married. Actually, I was planning to get married to him. Like, I just reeled him in, and because, like, he, like, I don't know, he's just as crazy as me. He did indulge me. But yeah, we did talk about, like, we were just saying, if we were to get married, these are the things that are good, you know, and these are the reasons why we should get married. Like, we had a conversation about, like, why should we get married? And one of the things that came up was the fact that we both have, like, a similar background as far as, like, our childhoods.
My upbringing.
Our upbringings. We both grew up with both parents. We both still have both parents. And the parents they love each other, they are in a marriage. So we grew up with like present fathers and mothers throughout, and supportive at that as well, you know. So, and after we talked about that, we laughed because at that present time, we were both in relationships where the people, I was in a relationship with someone who didn't have a dad.
Okay.
And they were going through it and stuff like that. And he didn't have a dad. And then we literally laughed at them for not having dads. But like, we literally just laughed about the situation. It's so hard being with somebody who lost a parent. Because now, it's like, oh, noma umuntu lo ngakaze vele abe nababe empilweni yakhe yonke, like his ex vele akazange waba nababe. And then, like, you feel guilty for talking about your dad. Like, you want to tell, like, your partner about the cute thing that your dad did for your mom. And, like, you feel guilty, bruh. Like, you feel guilty. You go to, yo, Pela baby, I gonna baby. And now I'm busy, like, you know, rubbing my dad on their face
their
or something
face.
like that. So Kabaka, this is something so small, but it's so real. Like the disconnect is so real, because now I can't comfortably share stories about my daddy because you don't got no daddy.
Yeah.
And nje kuba khona nje some sort of disconnect leba khona when you're from different backgrounds and stuff like that. So yeah, for me I do prefer like people that were raised the same way that I was raised.
Yeah,
with
similarity.
both parents in the house, supportive parents at that, and yeah. Not to say like, the rest of y'all are damaged goods, no. I'm just saying I feel like it's better
Yeah.
when
It's a personal choice.
if you were raised by a single mother, you should date somebody who was raised by a single mother.
I agree with that one.
Yeah. Or something like that. Even the way Nikula Ngakona nje, you can't be a church girl all your life and then ufuna kuyoshada umuntu who's been like lokhuliswe ekhaya lemadloti or something like that. Sengiyabekisa nje.
Yeah, the disconnect is insane. And not that the other is wrong and the other is right. It's more like there's just too much of a disconnect there. Kind of happens with culture as well.
Yes, I wanted to say
Like,
the same thing.
Yeah, like I dated someone who was Ndebele and I was Swati, and I saw many different cultural perspectives on top of the fact that I also grew up in a religious household. So I dated this guy, and as I got to know him, I realized whatever he's talking about, I can't relate. And somehow he would get mad at me for not understanding his... we had a huge argument this other day before we broke up that about going to the mountains in Ngoma, and he was like a die-hard believer in Ngoma, and I didn't. I believed I wanted my son to go to the hospital instead, and he didn't understand that. He thought and he said, I quote, "That's not your decision to make. Women don't make these decisions when it comes to the male son. I mean the son or the male child. It's like a man's decision." I was like, how is it not my decision when I carried that thing for 9 months? And then I was like, you know what? It's over. Yeah, I literally ended it because of that. It was a lot.
No, it was valid. That was valid. That's Jamie. I feel like I'm going to sit and shut them sweaty because no ways. Angifuni vela angifuni letindo leti sesiyaphikisana ngokuthi soshada kanjani siphikisana ukuthi abantwana baye entsabeni I know.
Exactly, and we also argued about the premarital practices that I don't believe in, and he was saying all these things that I just don't like because I don't know them.
I am not doing that.
I'm not doing that. That's just not me. I'm not wearing a blanket for 2 weeks. Like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna.
No. So some of these practices are very questionable also.
Exactly. While he lives his best life, I don't think so. So we also argued about that, and somehow she's right. The upbringing needs to be similar somehow. It doesn't have to be the same 100%, but there must be some form of rapport between the two. Okay, then our next question. Do you believe in astrological compatibility?
Hell no.
Same, I don't even believe in astrology. Like, I just believe astrology to be the study of stars or the universe or all those things. I don't believe it to be a personality defining phenomenon. Oh my God, he's an Aries. He'll be a perfect lover. I won't go, sir.
All my friends know that the ones that believe in those things, they know. I tell them who to know. It's no such.
Don't try to put me in a box.
No, but like sometimes it's real. Like you see how Simlindi is a Scorpio. She really is a Scorpio.
Yeah.
She's a Scorpio, like A to bottom. There's this other girl, Futsi. Well, they are friends. She's a Scorpio. Nje. Scorpio, yeah. You know how Scorpios are like a bit. They're emotional sometimes, or like when a drama, they just have very like dramatic personalities, like emotional. They're very emotional, or if they're not super emotional, they like just plain crazy. Y'all know this. The people with my astrology, who's my Scorpio Anjan. Yeah. So sometimes I'm like,
Here's my theory on that though. Like, it might seem a bit crazy, but I love theories. My theory is that there are only a few star signs. How many are they?
I have no idea.
Let's say 9. Let's say 9. Yeah. And there's like 9.2 billion people in the world. Chances of those 9 star signs, being... It's a coincidence. Like, what are the chances? So people have personalities. So out of the 9 star signs, out of 9 point something billion people, it is bound to be some people who have the
Who
same
are-
qualities
yes,
apparently.
yeah,
But I don't think it's
true.
related because I'm a Sagittarius and it just so happened that I was born in November. I wasn't even supposed to be born in November, that's the thing. I was supposed to be born in January.
Yeah.
And somehow I'm a Sagittarius and I do have some qualities of Sagittarius people. You know, I get bored quite easily. Like I do have the kind of bossy personality. That doesn't mean that it's because I'm a Sagittarius. I just feel
You just
it's just a
happen
coincidence
to-
because I mean there's only a few of them and there's a lot of us. So it's bound to happen.
I'm a Virgo, and Beyonce is a Virgo, so that
So,
should
okay.
tell you a lot about me and Virgos. I don't believe in that stuff, but Virgos is where it's at. The Virgos. I
True.
think Michael Jackson was a Virgo. No,
I think he was.
you see, we just exude greatness. Angazi ukuthi yini lento ekithi ephakathi kithi. I'm a Virgo.
Ne? Okay. How do you handle dating app fatigue?
I ghost them.
Same. That's the honest truth. There's nothing more to it. I just ghost you or block you when I stop
One
talking
of
to
my
you.
exes will tell you, like, ngam ghosta, sabuya, sesibuya, like after months,
Then
right, setehlile, sa reconnect. Ngam ghosta, shem, ghosta la mina, ngivele ghoste. Cause like
what else
it
can you
gets
do?
too much.
You can't exactly break up with someone you've been talking to
Yeah,
for like
for
2
one
weeks
day or 2
1 day.
days.
Like, hey, it's over.
Mina
Over how?
labo, hello, good morning, laba 10. Oh, good morning, hello, how are you? Good morning, hi, how are you? Good morning, hi, how are you? Phela morning my talking stage lamaning, like especially with dating apps, like there's like a lot of people coming your way, so every day ubingelela like 1,000. Every day wamele uthi good night to 100 people. Every day wamele utshele 100 people ukuthi how was your day?
Yeah, it can
I
become
just
a lot.
be ghosting because wow.
Same. Like, what's the most embarrassing thing someone has said to you?
I don't know.
I can't remember, but I know there is.
I have to think. Wait.
No, for me it was that religion thing. Like when I said I wanted to be a speaker, like, and this guy was like something about pastors in church and stuff like that. It's like for me that was like plain out embarrassing.
Oh, like embarrassing for them.
Yeah,
you
even
mean?
for me, like I was so embarrassed, like second-hand embarrassment. Like I was so.
Tell them the story, but they don't know.
Oh, okay. So I'm having a conversation with this guy and I'm telling him, hey, I think I want to be a speaker. I know I want to be a speaker, like, you know, motivational speaker or something like that. And then he's like, I don't think he understood what the word speaker means, you know. Like I was like, oh, TED Talk is like my ultimate goal. And then he's like, you don't even go, something about not going to church, so how are you gonna like speak about religion and stuff like that? So I was like, I explained further what do I mean, and he still said the same thing. He was like, but pastors don't talk about those things. I was like, you know, I was just, I don't know what to say at that moment. I was like, nope, not for me. That's when I knew that this person is not for me. Like, it's one of those things, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your take on love languages? Do you feel they should be implemented, or they're a combination, or like everyone has that one love language?
I think they failed. I mean, they're so popular. Almost, I think love languages are on their way to becoming cliches. And I, for one, do love a good cliche. So yeah, I think they valued shame, and I think people should be loved in their love languages. Yeah, it's so real. I've watched a video, Kuchubili. It was about like couples. Logoma splits decision. Have you watched those videos? Like Logusi Banbega in a line, and then there's yes and no on each end, and then like ni couple ni malam cutting, and then you face like back on back.
Yeah.
And then they ask a question, and then you step on yes or you step on no, and then will see the person step on yes or no. So I've seen on those things, and then one of the couples did say they have like different love languages.
Oh.
So the lady was more of like words of affirmation type person.
Right.
So she would always want like to call him, check, you know, because I feel like that also includes reassurance.
Yeah.
Like she would want to know, like, what are you doing, where are you at? And the guy would be like, yo, she's all up in
Love languages, ne?
I've been good about the guy
Mm.
and the girl. Yeah. So the girl was like, oh, so the guy was like, yo, this girl is all up in my business, da 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 da. Because, you know, he grew up in a home where they don't say stuff, like, they more actions. So, you know, he's
the
like,
words.
yeah, you know,
Okay.
he's more like those, I think, acts of kindness or something like that. Is that one of the love languages?
Acts of service.
Acts of service. He's an acts of service guy. So, and he would do that for her. So, like, for the longest time, bad times I don't way too, but like there's that kind of like disconnect until they like learned about love languages, and they were like, oh, and then the girl was, oh, he always does this, he always does this, he always does this, you know, those cute little things that and then like you could see your petrol tank is always filled, you know, the thing like that.
Yeah.
And then you don't notice because like her love language is words of affirmation,
which he hardly ever did.
which he hardly did. And in Naya, she hardly gave him acts of service, like, or something like that, because like instead she gave him like, where you at?
Language.
Where? So, you know, luckily they did like figure out that, and they worked on it. So like I think love languages is a real thing for sure. Because for me,
What's yours?
hmm?
Okay, I want to know what's her love language.
Because for me, wait, I lost my train of thought. I wanted to say, what did I want to say? I lost my train of thought so bad. You can tell us yours in the meantime.
Okay, I have no idea. I'm still trying to figure myself out.
Yeah.
I have no idea. And also another thing I've heard from a lady on TikTok, one of my favorite TikTokers, and she said sometimes it could be multiple things. Like people try to like, box themselves in one box.
Yeah.
But for some people can be even more than 2 love languages or even 3. For me, I just feel, what is it? Words of affirmation, I must say. Like I'm one of those people who needs to be reassured on a daily basis. And every hour would be nice too. Like if you say we're not going to be talking, you have to consistently communicate with me that you're still busy. Like you can't say, hey, I'm busy at 8 o'clock, 8 a.m. and then when I also be busy until 8 p.m. Like
No,
in the middle somewhere.
That's so crazy.
When you go to the bathroom or something, text, hey, still busy. Like
I definitely like that as well.
Yeah, I think words of affirmation for me, I think maybe acts of service. I think combination of both. But I'm still trying to figure it out, so obviously. I just know that if I'm happy, I'm happy. I don't really think about a love language in particular.
I think with love languages, it's like we all can relate to all of them, for sure. But there's definitely that one you could see, if you go without it, you will not feel loved.
True.
You see? Because I can go without... words of affirmation, I think, are important for humans in general. I can go without gift giving. I think there's one that says giving or something like that.
Yeah.
Gift giving or something.
Something like that.
I could live without that one. Like, I wouldn't feel not loved because my partner doesn't get me stuff. My one is physical touch and time together, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's time together specifically. Physical touch, sure. But like time together, I die for that. Like, that's how I know you're into me. Like, no mungang jaili. You could not tell me that you like me or anything, but if you're spending time with me, trust and believe, I'm good. Like, it's all good. Yeah, time together is definitely like my number one. If we're not doing that, then clearly you're not into me. Like, if you're not trying to see me, then you're not into me. I think
that's the case, really.
Into me.
Like how, if you want to be with me.
Exactly. Like
it doesn't make sense.
You have to want to live under my skin.
Exactly. Like,
how are you not wanting to live under
like,
my skin?
How do you love me? If you love me, you'll be here. Like, it doesn't make sense.
If you loved me, you will be next to me. You'd be trying to be with me every day, every second of the hour.
I agree with that one.
So yeah, mine is definitely that one. The time spent together. I'm not sure about like
The other
Kuti
ones.
Bawa, Balanchan,
Yeah,
like
same.
the
I'm not
exact
sure about
names,
the
but I know
specific words.
the ideas behind them.
Okay, our last
Yeah.
question is, I've lost my numbers. I don't know where the hell I am. Okay, got it. Have you ever used memes or GIFs to flirt?
Yeah, I mean, how else are you supposed to flirt?
Actual texting. You know, like that. I don't know. This
How
is
are you sure?
that guy who tries to flirt with you. Yama memes. Like,
There was a guy on Instagram, and this nigga, rich nigga, types me like, that's my man. Like, why hey, I do guys, like, this man would literally send me reels every day. Every day. And Elama reels, they were very questionable, hey. And this is a respected man, mind you, like body, like high level, top class type person, like. And I guess he liked me because we did have like a mini chat before that, but it wasn't nothing like flirty.
yeah.
And then until he started sending those very questionable like reels. And trust me, that's the only thing he did. And even if I reply to the reels,
Yeah.
he'll just like reply back and like laugh, and that's it. And then tomorrow he will send it another reel.
Send another one.
Another questionable reel. The reels were very questionable, hey?
They were.
They were so questionable. Like, they were like, are you sure this is... Because the conversation I had with him was very, like, professional. Like, he was just saying, oh, my gosh, like, I love how you think. You're, like, a great writer or whatever. Like, you know, I love how you, like, engaging with people and stuff on the social media. Because I would comment on a lot of the stuff that he's doing. So she would say, Uboni I go to, oh, how girl, you are actually smart. So now I sent I was just like, oh, is he trying to flirt? Okay, daddy. How yeah,
no words.
No words, nothing. Oh, that was so wild.
Maybe that's his love language.
Sharing reels.
Yeah.
Papi shares reels all the time. He's so obsessed with me. You know you are obsessed with me. Let's get married.
Oh no, she's being deluded again. But
he's the love of my life.
Okay, share your tips for surviving a video call with someone you've never met in person.
You just be insecure the entire time, and you know, like, just yeah. I don't have any tips. I just look cute, at least in Mhlambe, and they need to like book the video call first.
Yeah. Make an
like,
appointment.
Just look cute, you know, comb your hair, you know, wear something that makes you feel cute, and then, you know, slap on some lip gloss and take the call. If you have a ring light, ring lights is just for first impressions, you know what I mean? Yeah. I think those are my tips. Okay.
My tip for surviving a video call with someone you've never met, don't do it. Don't have a video call. That's my tip. Yeah, like, why does he want to see me? I already saw pictures. I don't like people seeing me, especially if we've never met in real life. You know, you'll see me when we meet for a date.
Yeah, I feel like that about like nudes. Like,
oh, no one likes that.
Like, if you want some, just come and take them for yourself. That's my chat. Cause now so putting what
have you done? Okay.
Do we have more questions?
Yeah, just a few. Have you ever had FOMO in terms of like in regards to an individual? Like you see someone and you guys talk and nothing kind of happens, and then after a while you kind of wonder, oh my god, like, or you see him with someone else, or he's doing something else, and then there's been a FOMO, you're like, oh my god, and then you say yes to him because the FOMO somehow. Not sure. There was this guy that I was dating. He was supposed to be a doctor before when I dated him, and then when he graduated and became a doctor, and he found someone else, they're formal. It's not that I liked him or anything, or I loved him. I was just being the formal. What could have been? Like, would I be a doctor's wife or something like that? It's like it was just
I get that.
It wasn't love or anything like that. It was just formal.
Yeah, you were just like, that's.
This is supposed to be my life that she's
You're
living.
stealing my life.
Yeah, but that's mainly it.
Okay.
How did your last relationship end, and what do you take away from it?
How did my last relationship end? We broke up because of many reasons.
Right.
Yeah. What were the reasons? I know I can't say the entrepreneur one because I found out about that after the breakup when I had a conversation with you.
Okay.
It was one of the reasons we broke up was because Beanga say entrepreneur. Why else did we break up? Oh, I just felt like I was growing too much. Like last year, this was last year, Anish.
Yeah.
Like 2023 for me was like so crazy. Like I got I found a new addiction, which is podcasts, and I was going crazy, you know, like the Penwell show definitely like took my life from me. Yeah, Penwell took my life away from me, to be honest. I was binge watching that stuff so much. Bo SMWX, Season Bofu Walsh's channel. Yo, Nalama documentary, I was Steve Big. Yo, guys, YouTube had my life. So, and Shen Bujum, of course, my girl Shen, shout out. So, there was a lot of stuff that I wanted to be talking about that, it's like, to even watch these things that I'm watching. And my toxic traits is also that I do talk to Papi a lot sometimes. Like we have phases where we talk a lot, and we both of us really like podcasts. So like I knew ngamsendela something about a podcast. I know Doi Bugela, and we will have a conversation about it later.
Yeah.
You know, versus with my partner at the time, I couldn't do that because we got busy. 9 to 5, bunga say 9 to 5 later. But we 9 to 8. Like the working hours were crazy, you know, mostly like retail type vibes. The hours are crazy. So I just felt like I was growing too much, that being in singing Shayla behind, and I know that I go to live it. It's just that I got to consume all of this information.
Yeah.
And I just felt like I didn't want to be that person who was now singing Bonangasi Ustom. But I know Ustom. It's just that I got to, you know, listen to podcasts like I do. And we broke up. And also like our sexual like compatibility was a bit off.
That sucks.
Yeah, it really like it definitely triggered the breakup. It wasn't the only thing, but it definitely triggered the breakup because we tried, you know, like we watched the movies, we tried, man. We tried. It just didn't happen for us, to be honest. So yeah. Wena.
How did my last relationship end? Well, basically it just ended because there were just so many indifferences. We spoke earlier on about background and how people were raised, and I feel like that kind of overcame us. Like apart from everything else that I feel was like the cornerstone of everything that happened. Because when I look at the relationship, nothing was bad really all that much, except for those little things that mainly were caused by where we come from, how we raised, who raised us, and all those things. And I just realized this is not for me. This is not the kind of relationship I want to be in. Meanwhile, there was nothing too hectic. It was more like there was just certain things that I couldn't handle or tolerate. For some people, they'll be fine, but for me as a person and where I grew up and how I grew up, it just wasn't giving for me. And that's basically what I learned.
It was too hard.
Yeah, I also learned not to be too, what's the word? Not to be too silent. Like if something doesn't make you happy, like speak out. If someone's mistreating you, call them out. Don't just hope that something's going to be okay. You go to resent them, and months or years later, this is what happens. You end up breaking up because every time they did something wrong, you're like, no, it's fine, I understand. Then they do it again, you still understand. And I feel those things just add up over time because the person keeps repeating the action. Yeah, so that's what I learned from it. That's how it ended, basically. Okay, next questions before we end. Just a few more questions left. Do you believe in influencer couples? Do you think they're really happy or just pulling one on us?
I think some of them are happy. And I think, I do know that it does like affect relationships, the whole social media thing.
Yeah.
I know I've followed enough people on social media to know that it definitely takes a toll on the couples. So more often than not, it does take a toll on the couples. Because sometimes they just now doing, it's either they're working too much, so now their relationship is work. Like literally, like I'm getting paid to be in this relationship, which I think that's where lines get crossed. And like maybe those couples aren't as happy versus, not to say they're not happy, I don't know, social media is social media, so you'll never know.
You'll never know for sure.
But for the most part, the ones that I follow, the ones that I like, I think they are very happy, Shem. They're very happy. So yeah.
I believe so as well. I always have this thing that says energy doesn't lie, and I'll keep saying this. And I feel somehow when people are talking, no matter how much they've rehearsed the video or anything like that, but they can only rehearse and lie up to so far. And I feel we can sense it, because I feel like I've come across couples where I look at their content, I'm like, and then you hear a month later they divorced. Like, I knew it. Like, there's just something off about their relationship, or it's just the way they speak to each other, or the energies when they're sitting next to each other. You can see it disconnect somehow. But I think they really, really happy ones, the ones that appear happy. I really think they are happy. I mean, you can only fake happiness for so long. Unless they're professional actors. Yeah, definitely. There's no way they can pretend to all that.
Musa is so happy to be there.
Exactly. This is happy for Musa to be happy to be there. Just happy.
We all want to be little though. Like, let's not even lie. Like, that girl is living life. Yeah. Bye, happy share yet. Bye, happy lama influencer couples. I think, like you said, energy doesn't lie at the end of the day,
Yeah.
So.
And I feel even if they are lying, but at least they're giving us something positive to give us, to keep us going in the dating world.
And like feel like we have hope.
There's a possibility for the rest of us.
There's possibility. We're all gonna get married someday and have kids.
Hopefully. All right. Do you believe that heartbreak can be avoided?
No. How can you avoid it? By not loving.
Yeah. Basically.
The problem with that is that thing catches you, Papa. It just...
Because even if the person is fine in the beginning and is a good guy or a good girl, somehow, what if they change after 3 years? You can't say that you avoided it by picking the right person. They might have been the right person for 3 months or 3 years. Who knows?
And those things
then
happen.
Something happens.
There's no ways you can't avoid heartbreak. There's no ways. Like, how are you going to avoid it?
By not dating.
Unless you're gonna like not date at all, stay single forever, and do flings maybe. But no, don't even do flings, because you might fall in love.
Exactly, and then you'll be
heartbroken. So just stay single, not date nobody, no girls, no boys, nothing, and you will absolutely avoid heartbreak. But loneliness is a boxer young.
Exactly, we all need someone.
Loneliness,
and if you feel like you don't
box you,
shout
out to you. But like, I think we had this conversation and then they lying. Everybody wants someone. Everybody wants someone. There's no ways you're gonna tell me that you don't want a person, you don't want a life partner.
Yeah, I understand not wanting to marry, but not wanting someone, that's a different case. Because even Queen Oprah says she doesn't want to marry, she never wanted to, but she's in a long-term relationship.
Yeah, for
Meaning
sure.
that she also wants.
Marriage and life partnership are like, they don't necessarily go hand in hand. You know, marriage is an institution. No, marriage is just marriage. It's just some institution that humans created. But like life partnership is the core of what humans always want. Like you have to have people in your life that you're doing your life with, and like umjolo is like the best way to have like a guaranteed lifetime partner.
Yeah, because you can't say I have my family and my cats and my dogs, and all those things.
No. And the fact that you even have a family, the fact that we exist, is because what my mom and dad decided kujola. It's because they decided, go to, you know what, my dad, what they want a little babes, what yo, you know, pachola, and then 25 years later, not really a podcast. You see, so kwamele sijole nje siband, and if people want to jola, I don't know, these people that don't want to jola bang stress futhi nje. Angba understand vele shem. And banemanga, mina ngibhora ukuthi banemanga. That was the initial chat vele ukuthi yay. Anybody who says they don't want a life partner, never mind marriage, that's something else, because that's for the Christians and the religious people and stuff. Yeah. Everybody wants somebody, Shem.
That's so true. Our second last question. Do you think Olympic dating should be a thing? Like during the dating phase?
Maybe define Olympic dating before.
Okay, so
for the audience, before we answer.
Basically, dating, you must just get to know people. It's not a relationship. So during the dating phase where you go out with people, meeting them on Tinder or whatever, do you think you should be meeting multiple people? Like today, if you meet a guy on Tinder and he takes you out on a date today, and then like on Thursday, another guy wants to take you out that you also met somewhere. Do you think it's a good idea to be like Olympic dating, basically, like until you find someone you can connect to, like you do on the Bachelor or like shows like that, where that's a show obviously, but dating multiple people with the intention of finding that one that matches your.
I mean, if you're gonna be actively dating, then obviously that's what dating is. So, but so most of the Olympic, it sounds like different from actual dating, because I would define actual dating as that. Like you go on dates, you see if you like them or not, and that's it.
The reason why the word Olympic dating was invented is because people, believe it or not, they still have the idea that dating multiple people, even when you're still in the dating phase, somewhere dates, they kind of feel like as if other people on your roster, it's like, if you go like, hey, I have a date on Thursday, so I can't see you on Thursday, it's like, okay, what are you doing? Oh my gosh, it's such a, S word. All the, like, somehow people just kind of misunderstand it, hence why they had to like make it specific, because people think dating is also being in a relationship. Like, oh, we've been dating for 2 years now. So the word dating is kind of misused. Maybe that is why they put that specification, Olympic dating. All right, then.
But you didn't say your opinion.
Oh, I'm all for it. Because, I mean, that's what you should be doing when you're dating, right?
It's the only thing that makes sense. Like,
yeah, like,
how else are you supposed to date if you don't date?
Exactly. I believe in seeing multiple people as much as you can, actually. And then, now the last one. Do you believe in the concept of the one? Or is there more than one potential soulmate out there? We spoke about soulmates, but do you still believe in the concept of the one for you?
Yeah, I will die trying. He's actually feeling
Nah.
Amandla!
Wait. Okay, I agree. I also still believe in love. I'm a big believer in love.
Yeah, same. And also, I've met so many soulmates already that I'm like, hi, one of them, I'm definitely still gonna meet more, and one of them will be my lifetime partner, for sure. Be careful, because
definitely, I agree. I also still believe in finding the one, and I still believe I want to get married and all those things. But, that can't happen if you don't know how to date. But anyway, I think that was the last of our questions. Thank you for participating. It was nice sharing some insights with everyone. So just sharing them with you. Okay, do you have any last words before we clock out? Okay, thank you so much, guys, for watching. I hope these tips somehow meant something to you, like they meant something to me, and sharing them. We're not really experts or anything like that, but I feel we are all kind of going through the same thing. Dating is just very hard for most of us, even courtship, going to that phase. So I hope that you guys eventually meet your lifetime partner. I'm wishing the best for everyone, and I want everyone to be in love and be happy. So we'll see you next time.
Bye.